Hello, internet. I'm... You go over? Are you hungry? Okay. One sec. I wanted to make this post because I have a lot of anxiety as of late. And I don't really know what I'm doing with my life. I have a very hard time sleeping. And I often feel very anxious. I've tried a number of, well, I guess mainly Zoloft, but I've tried other anti-anxiety and antidepressants, but I'm having difficulty with them. And so I guess this video is to talk about that people like me exist. And so if you're feeling this way, know you're not alone. Certainly not. And then also be mindful of the breath and to live in the now. As a friend of mine just told me and reminded me of this, pretty much I feel as if I'm not being true to myself because I mostly work this job that is causing me, or that I tend to react to with a lot of anxiety. It's a project management job for a utility company during measurement and verification. But I find it difficult to handle some of the aspects of the job because I feel it's a little inhumane. Sorry, Grover. A couple minutes. Yeah, I'm having a hard time being calm, and I get a little depressive. I feel sometimes like life isn't worth living and stuff, and I just have this nausea in my stomach often, especially as of lately, where I just have a very difficult time sleeping. And I try perhaps maybe too hard to sleep. Smoke weed. That can help. I take valerian root, lemon balm, and I take Sequel every night. And I haven't really slept more than 5 hours in a while. And I'm concerned about my well-being. And it's interesting because to be concerned about it is to ruminate on it, which makes me even more anxious. So I do have dreams though, because I've identified things in myself that I find beautiful. And I think if I didn't identify these things, staying alive would be a lot more difficult. Because it's very difficult to handle all this anxiety. And I'm so grateful for the people here that I know and the people that aren't here that I know that I haven't reached out to and stuff. I know this is coming from a place of high anxiety. But shit's hard, dude, and like, yeah, life is beautiful sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't feel that way because my body, although I know largely controlled by my mind, or like the subconscious, I know that it's beautiful, but I have a difficult time finding beauty in it when it's so hard. It feels hard right now to not want to throw up and not want to just die because I want to sleep so bad. I want to sleep so bad. It feels It's really difficult. I guess I'm making this video as a hey, I contributed something to the world that means a lot to me today. Well, I did so earlier too, I guess, and I know I'm being hard on myself by even saying that. But I wanna say that you're not alone, and I'm with you. And as much as my sleep anxiety has been harsh as of late, I do find myself progressing in other ways. So this progression is sometimes difficult for me to be aware of. Like, you know, I'm trying to practice guitar, and I have this deep ingrained mentality that what's the point of it? You're just not going to be good at it. Too much work. That's not relaxing. A feeling of powerlessness and lack of control in myself, in my world. And I think part of the reason why I have so much sleep anxiety is because I feel out of control in my day-to-day. I have social anxiety too, and I also have, which makes it so I feel less compelled to hang out with people, or I feel like not valuable enough to have prolonged relationships with people, friendships or whatever. And yeah, it's really fundamentally untrue, because a human life has as much value as we seek to sow in it. And I know that I'm working on myself, and I'm getting better in some aspects, certainly. I think there's some stresses in my life right now that make it so my anxiety is especially high. Things like abandonment issues are coming up. Attachment issues are coming up. And it's interesting. I moved from Connecticut earlier, where I found not much artistic inspiration, it just didn't seem to be that wasn't the focus of many people's lives. It was kind of secondary, so I didn't feel particularly involved or compelled to be involved as you can imagine New York might be, where it's kind of an incubator for art, more so than other places. And so realizing how much I like and value novelty of ideas and of thoughts, I figured, why the heck not move here? But as I'm realizing, this comes with an additional pressure that I've been putting on myself that says, you're here, why are you doing this job you feel reduced and dehumanized by? And granted, that may be a perspective that you have about it that you need not have, but it is the reality that I feel. And so I'm working to get out of that situation. But the job that I'm trying to go after right now is something not that different, but probably is maybe a little bit more forgiving of an environment. And I feel pressure from myself to be like, why are you doing this with your time? This isn't going to, you're going to be doing a lot of what you don't like. Because that's okay though. Because I may like it, and it's something different, and it's still Black Swans. It's a great book, by the way. You should read it. It's by Nicholas Taleb. I think I may be missing. Okay. I guess I made this video a little bit to capture myself in this moment because I feel I don't necessarily. I feel like I don't express myself when I'm feeling very sad often in a video way. And it feels vulnerable and it's exciting. I'm okay. Moody, for sure. Working on the insomnia. Working on the anxiety that causes the insomnia. If you have any suggestions, feel free to send those by. But I do think that, oh yes, I remember. One thing that I was sitting in this chair earlier and I felt very dark. I felt like I've had this nausea for a while. This kind of lingering because I haven't been sleeping very well. And I also felt my heart race. And I also feel there's a show tonight. People I really care about are playing. Should I go? I'm very tired. It would be in my physical best interest on one hand to get some rest, but I question my ability to fall asleep. So I figure, and also my propensity to ruminate. I don't know if I should be alone. Plus great music. But I think I might do that because it'd be nice to have some Mel time. I'm going to work on this book that or the collection of writings that I have where I've been talking about, I don't know, sometimes anxiety stuff, sometimes mental health stuff, but mostly just different ways of looking at the world. I'm trying to create something that captures this, and I think I'm going to do that. And it's something that I would recommend for anyone with anxiety, and anyone in general, but especially us that tend to have anxiety, to be mindful of the way you're spending your time. Because prior to this video, I was scrolling through Facebook, unhealthy, and I'm seeing, wow, look at all these healthy, non-anxious looking people. Am I just fucking fucked? No, I'm not. I'm not fucked. Because anxiety is temporary. My mind is maybe a little hardwired. I don't actually know what hardwired means. It's okay. My brain tends to, well, I guess, I don't know if a hardwired means like a circuit board. Does hardwired imply immutable? I don't know. My brain tends to go toward anxiety, but I recognize that the brain can be taught new ways of thinking